ready, Coach will open us up.
Well, just a heart-wrenching loss. I mean, these guys, I hate it for them because they're playing so hard. They're so connected right now. They're so together. And, you know, we were fighting some adversity right off the bat tonight. Very obvious. Jamar didn't play. We can talk about that later. But then Luke goes down. I hate that for Luke. He's had a similar injury before. I don't know the extent of it. But, I mean, y'all remember what we talked about with Luke a couple weeks ago on how he's just a coach's dream to coach. So you hate to see that at this point of any time in the season, but this point in the season, you hate it. But just a heart-wrenching loss, man. I mean, just kept fighting. Couldn't get over the hill, man. We just couldn't get over it. Give them credit. Khalifa was tremendous in the first half without Jamar in there, and then Williams kind of does what he's been doing. When they win, Williams plays big. He had 31 against Middle. He had 31 against La Tech, and he gets 27 tonight. And he was the difference down the stretch. We couldn't seem to keep him from getting a big bucket. He got every time they needed a big play, he made it.
Question?
Right. Obviously, that's kind of their game anyway, to feed the ball to the big down there. But with Jamar out, I think that just affected you guys that much more. It looked like he tried to go with Blue and Darius. I don't know how much you expect to do that.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff, that was the plan, you know, because what they do, they double ball screens, and Falou is a pop guy, you know, where he can pop and shoot threes. So we thought we'd have some opportunities offensively for him to get going. He didn't. That was a lot of pressure on him to step in there. He didn't find out until, you know, a couple hours before the game, the scenario there. But yeah, Darius came in and played a little bit. And then we just decided we had to go small with Jarius. And then it was just a matter of, okay, when we go double, I mean, they know what they're doing. Y'all may not realize this. Khalifa was second in the league in assists last year. So Dave led the league in assists. He was second, which means the big part of their offense just goes through him and he picks you apart. So now we're in a jam. We've got Jarius on him. We've got to go double, and now he can pick you apart with the pass. So it was a kind of a pick your poison situation on Khalifa. But the guy, again, in the second half, we got back in the game. And the guy who kept making plays, whether it be an offensive rebound, hit a three, hit a little short jumper off the dribble, was Williams. I mean, he was the guy that stepped up and was the difference in the game.
Right, he's just so good right around the rim there and just cleaning things up.
Yeah, he's so versatile. I mean, he hit threes. He back cut us on a crucial play and had a reverse layup. He got an offensive rebound. I think he dunked it on a putback. He hit a little mid-range jumper late in the shot clock when it was a crucial situation. I mean, he was tremendous tonight. We didn't seem to have an answer for him defensively. We were constantly challenging guys in the locker room, in the huddle rather, to get a stop on him. You know, he kept making plays. You know, the only thing I thought he jammed his son right in front of our bench there at the end. I thought, well, maybe he won't be in on the last play, and we had a chance. We got that steal, and I felt like Jarius got fouled right there on the sideline. I mean, I have to go back and watch it, but you know, he went up and got a steal, and there was contact, and you know, you've got to. We'll see on the video. The video won't lie, but I just felt like there was contact, and I thought it was a foul right there on the sideline. Obviously didn't call it, but it would have been nice to have the ball down too with all that momentum.
It seemed like towards the second half, when they don't get the ball, just like MBB did, they were double them along the baseline in front of the dips. You kind of got the ball a little bit. You know, how do you go about dealing with that?
Man, they're just everybody's game planning for Dave. You know, he was coming off Conference Player of the Week, you know, a couple weeks ago, and everybody's game planning. They're just sitting back in the paint. They're trying to take his drive away, and they did a good job of it. That's kind of what they do. They play that pack line defense anyway, where they pack it in and make you drive it and kick it. But yeah, I mean, he got going a little more in the second half when our key was, you know, we got those two quick fouls on them early in the half, and we said, okay, we got to get him in a bonus. I think we had him in a bonus right under the 12-minute mark in the second half, and that's why, you know, we got to that free throw line. I think we only missed two down the stretch. We were really efficient at the free throw line, and that made a difference. But they were when they were making baskets. You need to get some stops defensively so Dave can play in open court, because that's when he's best. When it's half court, then it allows their game plan to kick in because they're back, they're set, and they know what they want to do. When it's after a miss, it's kind of open court situation. He can go play.
So what did you think of your shot selection in the second half as a team?
Well, I thought it was okay. I mean, here's what we had in the second half. We had Emmanuel playing a lot at the four spot, and he hadn't played at the 4 spot in a month because Tyrone Marshall's been playing so well. So that affected him at the 4 spot, and then when we were a regular lineup, I mean, we just ran Jarius. We ran him out of gas. He didn't come out second half. Maybe for 10, 15 second stretch there, but we were trying to get the ball to the rim. I still thought I thought it was okay. I mean, it's just when you don't have guys in their natural position, and we're kind of a set type play offensive team, then you got guys out of position, and it's hard to run. Like your playbook shrinks when Jamar goes out. When you don't feel comfortable playing Falou and Darius at the 5, and then Luke's out, I'm just telling you that playbook shrank big time. And yeah, Jamarion, I mean, y'all know he had the game of his life Thursday night at La Tech. I mean, 15 and 11, he was unbelievable. And I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know. We have to ask John that question. But he comes over. All we did yesterday, we got back in 1 in the morning Thursday, so they had to go to class Friday, of course. And all we did Friday, we watched video, and he had we had a little walkthrough guarding their stuff, and didn't show any sign then that I remember. And then he comes in this morning at 10 o'clock. A bunch of the coaches, we all work out. We're in there working out. And he shows up with Joker, his little dog. We're like, what's he doing? And he was over, had John meet him over to get treatment. And then in shoot around, he was limping like like he'd lost a leg or something. So we knew he couldn't play. And
That was his hip?
yeah, they said it was a hip or something. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's kind of like as a coach, all right, you can't play. You come in, shoot around, you're limping around like like you need to go, like you're really bad hurt, and then, okay, move on, next guy. That's what you do as a coach, and worry about it later. Let John, the trainer, worry about it. Let the doctors worry about it. But so we didn't know. I mean, we didn't know. I don't know what happened to him. And then Luke, Luke's deal. We don't know the extent of it yet. He felt like it was bad because he's done it before. He's had a knee. So he's had one of those injuries before when he was at Davidson. So. I don't know for sure. I don't know. But that was tough. It's a tough look for Luke.
And just moving forward, I mean, obviously, whenever you come into a game and you obviously don't know who's going to be playing with Jamar on out and Luke going down at the beginning of the game. Obviously, these teams, they come in, they see who puts up the points on offense. Obviously, they're going to key in on Davion. And then, so what's going to be the key moving forward as for? We've talked about the depth on this team since the beginning of the season. Just the importance of them being able to come in and play their role, as they're going to have to fill those positions if those players aren't going to be able to play.
Yeah, no doubt. Good question. I'd be surprised if Jamarion's not ready to go Thursday. Luke's a different story. But, this team and the depth, I think tonight Jordan Rawls really stepped up when he had that opportunity. I mean, he probably had the best game of his career here at Western. I mean, he was efficient. In the first half, when it looked like we were a little disorganized without Jamar and Luke going down, and I thought he made a couple of shots the first half that just kind of kept us in striking distance, and so he was really good down the stretch. He got to the foul line. He just kept making shots. He was really good tonight. The guy who's got to step up, and he's a starter. He's not a guy off the bench. Is Emmanuel. I mean, I know he's rusty from that concussion. I get that. And when you get a concussion, you sit out. You can't do anything for 5-6 days. But, he's had back-to-back games where he hadn't been very good offensively. And he's the guy that, as a team, he's the guy we need to step up and be who he is and who he's been. It's in him. He's capable of it. But, next step, we got to get him to step up and do it.
So as you go forward, the last spot is so important here in the conference essentially. I mean, it seems like the last spot is the focal point, whether you're a shooting 5, a stretch 5, or if they're just a finishing 5. Going forward, with Jamar coming back, and at that second 5, who's going to be that second 5 when he gets to go to the station, and how do you get in areas prepared from the
Well, they'll be more mentally prepared moving forward. But again, I think if Jamarion, I think he'll be back Thursday. So that rotation doesn't really change much. Luke's injury is what could change some things and put some guys in different roles on the perimeter. But at the center position, as long as Jamarion's healthy, our rotation will stay the same. It just depends on, you know, again, we have no idea what the extent of the injury is. He may be out 2 weeks. I have no idea. I have to ask John.
You used Dante quite a bit more than Christian tonight in the rotation. Dante, 26 minutes, Christian 10. What was the thinking with that?
Well, I mean, Dante, this is a team because they play that pack line defense. You can kind of drive it and kick it out. And he played so well against Louisiana Tech. One thing that we as coaches said coming out of Louisiana Tech was we should have played Dante more. I mean, he only played 9 minutes and 50 seconds, and he probably had his most efficient game. So coming into this game, we said we want to play him more. And then Christian played in the first half. You know, Christian had one play in the first half where he had Khalifa switched out on him over there on the sideline away from our bench, right across from their bench. And, you know, he shoots a step back 3 on him when, hey, Christian, beat him off the dribble. He's 6'11", you're quickest guy on the court. Go beat him off the dribble. And that, you know, he's got to get beyond that. Christian's talented as can be. He just hasn't played. He's got to kind of continue to grow as a player. His role will increase, you know, with if Luke's, depending on how long Luke's out. But he's a guy that can help this team. Right now, you know, Jordan Rawls is playing so well. He's getting most of those minutes. And then Dante, you know, Dante had opportunity in the second half. He had some great looks, and you know, didn't knock him down. And nobody tries to miss, but we had some looks, man. We had some looks down the stretch on threes that you know, hey, you're gonna win a game like this, you need to knock them down. But you know, we didn't do it.
Road trip coming up. What's Rick's status?
Well, I think he's got to be pretty close to coming back. I mean, what this team needs right now is a reset from a physical and mental standpoint because that was our seventh game in Dana, am I right? 16 days. That was our 7th game in 16 days. So, and then you got guys going out, so there's some fatigue right now. Now we get back on a Thursday, Saturday schedule. We're the only team in the league that didn't play a game in December. A league game in December. So that affected us. You know, we had to play that extra game. And, for example, it affected us Monday night. We played Monday night against FAU. Well, La Tech didn't play. They were the only team in the league that didn't play. So Thursday night you go to overtime, and you know, they blitzed us in overtime. But fatigue showed right there. But, you know, here's where we are. We're one game away from being midway through the season. And what I'll say about this team, where it is right now, we told the guys in the locker room, like, this team is so close to turning the corner. This is not the same team that walked out of Carolina Coliseum on December 22nd. I believe that with all my heart. This team is connected as they've ever been all season. They're playing hard. Their effort level. Coming in tonight, we're leading the league in defensive field goal percentage, leading the league. So as a coach, when I look at that stat, if I want to know if a team's playing hard, I look at that stat, and when you're number 1 in the league, and it's probably, we might be second after tonight, depending on what North Texas did today. But when you're leading the league in defensive field goal percentage, it tells you one thing. You know, the number 1 ingredient to that is effort. So our effort is there. Are we playing perfect offensively? No, we're not. That's where our struggles are right now. And they were good offensively tonight. We weren't as good defensively as have been. Obviously, you lose Jamar. That's what happened. But this team is playing their tails off. They're fighting, man. They never gave up tonight. They're fighting. Andrew's prayer, our character coach, is always never, Lord, don't ever let them give up. Don't ever let them give in. Man, they're not giving in, I can tell you that. And they're together, too. They're together. And what we told them in the locker room is our attitude as a coaching staff to them is off the chart grateful. We are so grateful how they've been with us. They've responded to everything we've done. They've been phenomenal. Every one of them in that locker room, how they've responded to what we've done since this situation happened. We're close. The record doesn't reflect it. And then you can say, watch coach speak. And it is. But this team is close. I wouldn't want to play this team in March. You know, we'll see what happens with Luke. But I wouldn't want to play this team in March. But the last thing I'll say is, from my heart, is I'm a believer. If anybody in here, the Bible says if you're not a believer, then what I'm getting ready to say is foolishness. It's folly. I'm a believer. And there have been so many prayers going up for this team. So many prayers. There's the power of prayer, and it's not reflected in the record. You don't pray to, Lord, help us win or lose. That's not part of it. But what these guys have done from an effort standpoint, a togetherness standpoint, and how they've responded to us, these people have been praying for Coach Stansbury and Meal and their family. Prayers work. They've been praying for us as a coaching staff, as a team. There's been so much prayer over this team, and it works. It works. And I want to say that up here in front of everybody, that we appreciate it. All you people who've been praying for us, we appreciate it. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you all.